All right, everybody. So I got a fire training for you. Okay. Totally fire. Okay. This training alone will have you looking toned and defined and looking good and feeling good in the next 5 months if you follow everything this training has to offer. You'll start feeling it the first 30 days. You'll start seeing it probably in the next shit. You'll probably see it in the next 30 days. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you'll definitely see it in the first 2 weeks. All right. So I'm gonna tell you everything that you need to know. All you have to do is just sit down, take a piece of paper, write everything down, save this, watch it, do whatever you have to do. But if you watch this, I promise you, you'll be toned and defined. Okay. No bullshit. All right. This is my client right here, Ray Nard. Okay. He's 42 years old. This is what he looked like on the left when he first started with me. And this is what he looked like on the right after just 5 months. He actually got there in 4.5 months. Okay, because he was truly locked in. Now, if you're somebody that truly has a problem with like just going to the gym in general, right? This probably will be a little bit harder for you because if you have no desire to go to the gym, like you need someone standing by your side to go to the gym, this might not be the training for you. But if you only lack consistency because you just don't have a plan, keep watching this, okay? So this is what he tried to do. He tried in-person trainers, right? In the past, he focused on just weight loss in the past, right? He had a lack of direction and guidance, right? In the past, right? He used fitness apps that were unrealistic and not conducive to his fitness goals. Like he was using things like Fitbod, right? He was using the app Fitbod, right? He said it didn't really work out for him. It didn't provide any guidance or anything. It just gave him workouts, okay? He lacked consistency due to conflicting information, and then also he lacked consistency due to not having the right guidance. Okay, having the right guidance means knowing if you're going to cut or bulk to get to your desired result. All right, if you're going to shred off all the fat first, right, and then build the muscle or go into a bulk, you have to know that information. If you don't know that, you're going to be wasting a lot of time. Okay. So, right now, the reason why, now we got to break down a little bit more. Okay. The reason why the in-person trainer didn't work for him, and actually, no, actually, I'm not going to lie to you, it really did work for him. He went in with the mindset just to lose weight with his in-person trainer. And that's what he did. He lost weight. He was like 240. He came to me at like 215, 210, and this is him at 179, right? So he just focused on losing weight. He thought that if he just lost the weight, like a lot of you think, if you just lose the weight, you'll look the way that you want to look. The second he lost the weight, because he lost a lot of weight, right? He lost like 20, 30 pounds. Once he lost the weight, he realized something that a lot of you guys will only realize after you lost the weight, and it's too late. That he didn't have the body that he wanted. He told me this word for word. When he lost the weight, he looked good with a shirt on. Like when he had a tank top on, when he had a shirt on, he looked great. But when he took off his shirt, he didn't look like he worked out. He was skinny fat, right? That's what happens when you focus on weight lifting, right? And you just focus on no, that's what happens when you just focus on losing weight. If you focus on weightlifting, you'll be good. But when you just focus on just losing weight, you'll look skinny fat, like I mentioned to you guys all the time. Okay. We focused on fat loss, not weight loss. Okay. This is what happens when you focus on fat loss and not weight loss. This is what happens when you focus on weight loss, not fat loss. Okay. So, why did the in person trainer not work for him? Because a lot of you guys are like, damn, like, why didn't the in person trainer work? I'm going to give you some backstory. I was an in-person trainer for 4 years before I ever trained anybody online. Okay. I was an in-person trainer before I trained anyone online. And I'm going to be real with you. The only people that need in-person training, or the only thing that in-person training was designed to do, was to get you in the gym and get you comfortable with the gym. It was never designed to get you results. It wasn't. Because the only way, if you're a true fitness enthusiast or you know anything about fitness, if you just go on TikTok, right, or Facebook, they'll tell you the only way to get results, it's 70% results, 30% actually working out, right? The in-person trainer, all they do is just work you out. So if you're trying to lose weight or trying to lose fat, right, and look like this, right, on the right, and see your abs showing and get defined and toned, you need to have some type of nutritional strategy. And most trainers, especially myself too, the only thing that I really ever gave my clients was tell them, just don't eat sugar, cut out bread, try to eat as healthy as possible, right? And it was never in depth. They never got anything in depth that could help them achieve their goals. And since they never had anything in depth, right, they would eat to the best of their knowledge, right? And then I would never check on what they were eating, how much they were eating. I was just focusing on the workouts. And that's what his trainer did. He just focused on working him out and killing him in the gym. And that did not work. It helped him lose weight, right? But he didn't look like this. He didn't think he was working with his trainer for over 2 years, right? And he didn't get the result that he wanted. He worked with me for 5 months. He got that result. Okay. Because we focused on fat loss and macros. And I'll get to that in a second. Okay. So look, general information. Why did general information not work for him? Because he was after, like, while he was working with his trainer, and he started realizing, like, man, this shit really not working. Let me look on Google and let me try my own thing. So he tried his own thing for like 3 or 4 months. Like, he was still paying the trainer, but he still was trying to do his own thing on the side, right? So that's how I knew that was a red flag. I'm like, man, why are you paying the trainer and you're still doing something on your own at the same time? He's like, because bro, I wasn't seeing the results. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then we realized the general information didn't work for him, right? And get him to the body that he wanted. Like, general information, I mean like TikTok workouts and stealing influencers workouts and going on ChatGPT and all that shit. Why did that not work for him? Because it was general, right? You have to understand that the TikTok workouts and the Instagram workouts and the Chat GPT, all that kind of stuff, it's not designed for you, your fitness level. It doesn't accommodate your injuries. It doesn't know like that you probably sit 7, 8 hours a day. It doesn't know any of that. And a lot of the TikTok, Instagram workouts are for those people. Influencers are not coaches. Okay. They're just sharing what worked for them. And what will work for them will not work for you because they have different body genetics than you. They understand fitness on a way different level than you. They're probably competitors, like they're bodybuilders. They have access to certain supplements that you don't have, right? It's just so many different variables that go into it. That's why you cannot follow these TikTok workouts or Instagram workouts. Now, if you just want to get a quick pump, oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But you won't see the results that you ultimately want, right? If you keep on following Instagram and TikTok workouts. It just won't happen, right? It just won't happen. Okay. And he found that out really quickly. The faster that you can find that out, the faster you can start actually seeing results. And if you're watching this right now, I know that you really want to see results. So I won't have to question that. Okay. So, after, he got with me and after we had our conversation, right, I gave him a customized workout plan for his goals, customized macros for his goals, a customized step count. He got consistent because he actually had a proven plan for him, right? He knew what direction to take for his fitness goals. Okay. So he knew whether he should cut or bulk. Like, I took all the guesswork out of it for him. He didn't even have to think. All he had to do was execute. All right. I took out all the guesswork for him. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna tell you how many calories to eat a day. I'm gonna tell you how much protein to eat a day. I'm gonna readjust it because a lot of you guys don't know this. You cannot eat the same calories over and over and over again because he was using MyFitnessPal for a minute, right? And he got the calories from MyFitnessPal, right? And then he's like, yeah, gee, like I know my macros. I got it from MyFitnessPal. I'm like, MyFitnessPal. How long have you been using it? He's like, oh, I've been using it for about 3, 4 months now. I'm like, how much weight have you lost? And he said, like, oh, I lost like 5, 10 pounds. And he was working out every day. But I know why it didn't work for him. Because you guys have to understand that MyFitnessPal does give you macros, but they're not accurate. They're not accurate. MyFitnessPal is designed to keep you healthy. It's not designed to get you the body that you want. Sometimes getting to the body of sometimes getting to the body that you want is going to require you to diet just a little bit harder. And MyFitnessPal cannot promote anything under 2,000 calories. It just can't, right? But sometimes, depending on your body, you might need something a little bit under 2,000 calories. That's why MyFitnessPal will never work for you. And also, the reason why MyFitnessPal will never work for you, and the reason why it didn't work for him, is because he didn't know how to adjust his calories. He was eating the same damn calories for 3 to 4 to 5, 6, however long he was using months. I'm like, bro, you have to readjust them. Like, as your weight goes down and down, you need to start readjusting your calories, right? And your macros, right? And then also, he didn't know how to manipulate his macros to make his body look like that. Because anybody can give themselves some macros, but not everybody can manipulate their macros to look like this, right? You have to know how to do that. And the only way that you're really going to know how to do that is unless you've actually prepped for a bodybuilding show like myself, right? So I know exactly how to manipulate the macros and the food that you're eating to make you look like this. And that's how I made him look like that so fast, right? You probably won't know how to do that because you've never competed, you've never even thought about competing or anything like that. So you never had to look amazing. Like, he looks amazing. He could step on probably a bodybuilding show if we cut him down a little bit more, right? Not gonna lie, he could actually absolutely do it. So with that being said, right, when you have a customized workout plan for your goals, right, you see his chest is setting up a little bit more. His abdominals are showing. He's got his arms are more defined and toned because we're hitting the right muscles. Right, we're hitting the right muscles to make his body really pop. Right, we really focused on getting his shoulders. Right, I gave him a lot of shoulder exercises to really get his shoulders broader. Right, I gave him exercises for his chest so his chest could sit up. Right, and then I gave him exercises so that he can get that V taper. Okay. So after that, down here, right? He followed. I'm gonna break down to you everything that we did, right, during these 5 months, right? So you can just take it, right? Not saying that's gonna work for you because you're a different person, but hey, try it out. Right. So this is what we did. We followed a 30-40-30 macro split. That means 30% of his calories that he ate was protein, 40% of them was carbs, and then the last 30 was fats. Okay. Then we dropped his carbs to dry him out and reveal his abs. So after like 8 weeks, right? I actually had him diet a little bit harder and I cut his carbs down, right? Not too much to the point where it gave him brain fog and he was thinking about carbs and dreaming about carbs and his energy levels significantly dropped, but I dropped it just enough to drop the fat off of him and just enough to take all the water off of him. Because a lot of this right here on the left, right? On the left is water weight, right? So the reason why he got so lean and chiseled right there and so defined is because his body stopped holding so much water because we cut down some carbs, right? So and it wasn't and when we cut his carbs, he wasn't super hungry, right? So if you know how to do it correctly, right? We didn't cut his carbs down to zero, right? We just bring them down. But if you know how to do them, if you know how to do it well enough, you won't be starving, right? And you won't be lacking in energy. Like, yeah, your energy levels will go down a little bit, right? But it won't be like you can't manage and function throughout the day, right? So now he's a business owner, so he couldn't really go without, he couldn't go with too low of carbs because he has to stay mentally sharp. So if you have a job that has to be, if you have a job where you have to be mentally sharp, you should not cut your carbs under 100 grams. You should not cut your carbs under 100 grams. That's my opinion, okay? And that's what I know. So he started off with 11K steps. So this is a big cheat code, okay? We didn't focus on how many minutes of cardio we do. We didn't focus on that. I didn't tell him, oh yeah, do 30, 60 minutes of cardio like all y'all do. All right. We don't do that. I just told him get 11,000 steps every single day, right? To start off, right? We tracked it with an Apple Watch, right? That's the best way to track your steps. You can do it with a Fitbit if you want to. You can buy like a cheap watch on the internet that can just track your steps for like under $100, but you need something to track your steps. He got 11,000 steps 7 days a week, right? For 4 weeks straight. Then once the 4 weeks was up, I increased his steps by 1,000, right? And then every 4 weeks, I increased his steps by 1,000, right? So he ended up doing a day 15,000, 16,000 steps a day. And he was already in a deficit because I already put him in a deficit. So he was able to drop all this fat a lot faster, right? So that's what I recommend. Start off by getting 11,000 steps. I don't care how you get the steps. You can run, You can jog, you can hike, you can ski. I don't care how you do. Bro, I don't care how you do it. Just make sure, just make sure that you get these fucking steps in. And then the most common question that I get asked is, "Oh, should I get that all in the gym?" No, bro, you have to just get it throughout the entire day. Like, let's say you wake up at 7 a.m. As long as you get 11,000 steps before 11:59 p.m., you are good. All right? Your entire day you walk. Just walk, jog. You know what I'm saying? He got a what he got a at home treadmill, all right, or a desk treadmill. It's like a small portable treadmill that you can put under your desk, and he would walk on it, and he'd just get a lot of steps that way. Okay. So he worked out 4 days a week, right? Because he was super busy. So he didn't work out 5 days, he didn't work out 6 days, he didn't work out 7 days a week, right? He worked out 4 days a week. 4 days. Okay. And he looked like this. It's very possible. It's very possible. All right. The workout routine that I had him doing was he did upper body for day one. For day two, he did lower body. For day three, he did lower body. And for day four, he did wait, my bad. I think I said that wrong. For day one, he did upper body. For day two, he did lower body. For day three, he did upper body again. And then for day four, he did lower body. Okay. So that was great. Now, you guys have to understand, you don't understand this, but when your body goes into diet mode, right? Your body starts to catch on, right? It adapts. So one way to spike up his metabolism, right, so that he could lose more fat was he had one refeed day every 4 weeks. What is a refeed day? A refeed day is when you get extra carbs. Like I gave him like 200 grams of carbs and 200 grams of protein to eat, right? On one day out the week. I said, hey, bro, because he was tracking his food every day. He was like, if you don't know, you guys, he was tracking his food every day using MyFitnessPal. Okay. So he was tracking his food. I told him, hey, eat 200 grams of protein, 200 grams of carbs, right? Only on like, a Saturday, and then go back to eating, your regular macros on a Sunday, right? And then just go back to your regular macros, for the rest of the week. So we did that to trick his metabolism, right? So that he can keep on burning fat. Because the problem with a lot of people is they stay in a fat loss phase too long and their metabolism begins to slowly, slowly, slowly slow down. Okay. So that means it's going to be harder for you to drop fat. And we don't want that. We want you to continuously drop fat at a good rate. So I had him doing a refeed day. Um, Sometimes I would have him do it every 2 weeks, but for the first half of his journey, like with me, once every 4 weeks. And then once he starts seeing really, really, really good results, I was like, hey man, like you've been dieting really hard, right? You're hitting all-time lows, right? Go have a refeed day. Go enjoy a burger, bro. And then he did that, and then it actually helped him. It actually helped him. Now, he wasn't on this strict diet. He wasn't eating just chicken and rice. He could eat whatever he wanted, but it just had to stay within his calorie amount. So he started off eating 2,200 calories, and then I slowly decreased it to 1,800. So he could really have whatever he wanted uh, during, yeah, he could have whatever he wanted as long as he didn't go over his calorie amount, he was good. But I told him this, even though you can eat almost basically whatever you want, what you put in your body will directly impact how you look. So if you eating bullshit, you will look like bullshit. You should be eating complex carbs, lean meats. Just go Google it. Type in top 10 lean meats, right? And then just eat those things. Top 10 complex carbs. Go on Google and type that in. And then just eat those things for 5 days out the week. All right. And then just have one cheat meal, not a cheat day, okay, a cheat meal on a Saturday, right? And then you can maybe have another one on Sunday, really, as long as it's within your calories, right? But you have to know how many calories that you have to eat a day, right? To do this. You don't know that. And the reason why you're stuck is because you don't know how many calories you have to eat a day for your body to achieve your goal. And that's a big issue. I gave it to him, right? So he was able to, get his results a lot faster. Okay. So one thing that we also did was well, the things that he needed a food scale, he needed a weight scale, he needed creatine, Goli ashwagandha, whey protein, he needed the MyFitnessPal app, right? And then also he needed my, customized training app for my clients too. So Yeah, so he got all those things and he was able to make his transformation. The food scale was important because we weighed out all his food. You should always weigh your food in grams, not in ounces, not in pounds, not whatever you put it in, grams. It needs to be in grams. The second thing that he had was a weight scale. Okay. The weight scale was super important. I mean, the weight scale was super important because I made him weigh himself every single morning as soon as he waked up, as soon as he woke up. The reason why that's very important is because it held him accountable, right? If you consistently eat, different foods every single day, the scale will go up and down. So he ate pretty much similar foods every single day. Similar. I didn't say the same, similar, right? So his lunch and dinner was, I mean, his lunch and breakfast was the same. Sometimes he would switch up the dinner. As long as it was in his macros, we were fine. Okay? So, yeah. So he had, the weight scale, the creatine. The creatine worked really well with, bringing that water to his muscles to make it pop like this. And then he was also able to perform a lot better in the gym, okay? Because when you go on a cut, you're going to lose strength. But if you take creatine, right, it's going to help you lift. It's going to keep you strong. It's going to keep you performing well, right? So, and also it's going to help with recovery, right? Goliath ashwagandha just helps with sleep, right, and testosterone, which is important. Um, he had whey protein. That's very important because it's needed to hit his protein intake. He had to have a lot of whey protein. Any type of protein is fine. I recommend that you get whey protein isolate, right? Because it's the most pure protein out there. Okay. So proper meal timing, right? He had 60 minutes before he worked out. He ate 25 grams of protein and a complex carb. Within 2 hours after working out, he ate protein to help with the muscle recovery. So like if you eat protein within 2 hours of you working out, it's going to help you recover a lot faster. Okay. 20 minutes before his workout, he took caffeine to delay muscle fatigue and perform better in the gym. A lot of times you guys can't push out that extra rep because your muscle is fatigued and it's done, right? Caffeine delays that. So that extra 1 or 2 reps that you can't get in, that's going to help you build that tone, define chest, back, whatever you want, it's going to help you do that. Caffeine is going to help you push out those extra 1 to 2 reps. And let's say that you work a long, busy schedule like him, right? Because he's an entrepreneur. He works damn near all the time. Caffeine helped him go to the gym and have energy after a long day. So, caffeine, I take it every day. Caffeine is where it's at, okay? He drank at least a half a gallon of water a day, right? To fight off hunger and make his muscles more full. Okay. Water is going to be your biggest friend. Okay. If you start drinking a lot of water, when you start dropping your calories under, 2000, you're going to be hungrier. If you start drinking 16 ounces of water before every meal, you'll be full. You'll be full. If you start drinking 16 ounces of water before every single meal, you'll be full. Okay. Also, I had him have a lot of high protein snacks, right? So he likes to I'm not gonna lie, he likes to eat like sweets and stuff like that. I had him eating a lot of the legendary protein snacks. So all you have to do is type in legendary protein snacks, a lot of Quest protein snacks, right? He ate a lot of those and it didn't feel like he was on a diet. Every night he was able to eat Halo Top ice cream and see his abs. He didn't have to cut out carbs to see his abs, right? He didn't have to cut out carbs. Quest. He had Quest chips, right? He had Halo Top ice cream. All you have to do is just Google this stuff. Halo Top ice cream. You can have the whole pint for under 400 calories. The whole pint for 400 calories. All you got to do is find which one that you like, and then you can eat that every single night. Every single night. And you'll lose the fat. Because your body to lose fat, it doesn't really go off of, oh, you're eating healthy, so fat loss. No. It goes, okay, are you in a deficit? Are you eating less calories and are you burning more calories? That's what fat loss comes down to, right? Are you eating less calories, right? Then you're burning. And are you eating enough protein? If you are, you will lose fat. Okay? That's how you lose fat, right? Just make sure that you're burning more calories than you consume, right? You're eating enough protein and then you're lifting and you're looking to get stronger every single session. That's one thing that he did too. He was training very hard in the gym, right? He was training very hard in the gym. He wasn't going in there just doing cardio. He wasn't in there running on the treadmill and bullshitting his lift. We focused on lifting in the gym, and then everything outside of the gym was fat loss. Everything else, right? Everything else. What he ate was going to dictate his fat loss, right? What he drank dictated his fat loss. We didn't drink our calories either. What do I mean by drinking our calories? I didn't have him drinking simply lemonades, Hawaiian punches, pop or nothing like that. Everything that he drank was 0 calories. 0 calories. So he was having sparkling ices, which are 5 calories. He was drinking 0 calorie diet Coke, right? So he could drink literally 10 Cokes a day and still look like this. He can drink 10 sparkling ices a day and look like this. If he wanted to, the sparkling ice is only 5 calories. So that's everything that he did. And this is everything that you need to get toned and defined, right, in the next 5 months. If you follow everything on, everything that I just mentioned out and broken down to the T, you will have no problem. And I mean no problem getting toned and defined in the next 5 months. All right. Now, again, take this with a grain of salt. This is all for him, right? Now, if you want something 100% customized for you, okay, you want to get results like, like my client right here, right? And like all my other clients, right, that I'm coaching. All you have to do is you can either comment, right? You can comment fit and I'll reach out to you. Like you can DM me back fit. All right. If you watch this whole thing, because if you comment fit here on YouTube, I won't be able to message you. All right. You can't message people on YouTube. But if you go back to our DMs, right? Or if you DM me on IG at George Gatsby 3 and you DM me fit, we'll have a conversation, see if I can help you out. And then we'll hop on a call and then I'll see if I can help. Right. Or you can hit the link, right? You can hit the link in the video description to apply to work with me. All right. And then I'll create you something where you can see results like this in the next 5 months. All right. Now, if you're over 300 pounds, bro, don't expect to look like this in the next 5 months. All right. Because if you ain't got work ethic, it ain't gonna happen. All right. It ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna just be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. If you ain't got work ethic, don't even think about it. But if you're willing to turn fitness into a lifestyle, you want to see the results, but you know that it's going to take some time and you're okay with that, cool. I can work with you, right? But you guys can definitely do it, especially my guys over 30. Reynard is 42. Reynard is 42. And he's in better shape than he was when he was 20. All because he locked in on his fitness, he invested in himself, he was coachable, and he was willing to learn, and he followed the plan that I laid out to him. All right. One thing that I do want to leave you guys off with, you need to make sure that you're weighing yourself every single morning. All right, every single morning, fasted right after you pee. You need to take progress pictures every single Friday to see if you're seeing results or not. All right, and then you need to be finding out some way to track your lifts. All right, you need to be seeing if you're getting stronger in the gym. Your performance in the gym will be key if you want to be toned and defined. You cannot use the gym just for, oh, I'm gonna just do a whole bunch of cardio. You'll be skinny fat like how Reynard was on the left. If you want to look like how Reynard looks on the right, when you're in the gym, you're focused on getting stronger and you're focusing on good form, good technique, right? Do a 3-2-1 tempo. You should be lifting slower. You shouldn't be doing all that shit, okay? And then outside of the gym, if you focus on planning in advance, if you focus on tracking everything that you eat, you'll be good. Okay. So with that being said, hopefully that helped you guys out. If this was fire and you guys want more videos like this, drop a fire in the comments and let me know. Hopefully this helped you guys out.